Rolling with Rooney live. Morning, brother.
Good morning.
Promise to keep you safe.
Appreciate that. So
Hey,
we're
first off,
yeah.
nice haircut.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I was there just after you. Evan was like, Andrew was here this morning. I said, I know. He told me he was going in.
Of course. So look at us. We go. We got TV quality haircuts.
We go to our matching barber for matching haircuts. We've both got our summer short hair do's going on. Good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
So it's interesting, because about talking about trolls. Mm-hmm. Yeah, trolls are horrific. I mean, I'm very happy. I barely ever get trolled,
Yeah.
but it still is hurtful because I remember a little while back I was on a harm reduction page because I do harm reductions with my choice of drinking. Mm-hmm. So I felt like I want to send them a message and tell them about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And they were really, really disrespectful.
Yeah.
Very disrespectful. They called me a fruitcake, and it was just like, this is just the same verbal abuse what I got from the Renzettis and from George Manic. And all of those just really hurtful. They called me a fruitcake.
Yeah.
And just like that really visceral, like, if you have an issue with me, send me a private message, and that's all.
Yeah.
But no, they were just really hurtful and be like, this is just, and so I just deleted myself off that group.
Yeah.
And then a little while back, I mean, I think it was about a month ago, I was on this anti-AA page I do. It's called Fighting the 12 Step. It's a great page. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I posted something. A person from the group who was a ex-member felt like being a bully.
Yeah.
Because I use a voice-to-text program, and it didn't came out as... It came out not as proper grammar, so he felt like being a bully and like bullying me.
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm on the autism spectrum. I use a voice-to-text program.
Yeah.
And then he was still being a-hole. So he went to Rooney prison, my block list.
There you go. Exactly.
Like, it's like, you remember Uncle Willie's garage?
I sure do.
It's like that, but it's my own...
Cousin Andrew's basement, the crawl space.
No, that's too generous. I call my block list the Rooney prison.
There you go.
And
what is it? Like, what's the common denominator that motivates all trolls?
I think I know why. They got a small you-know-what. It's true. And that, or maybe they don't want to, they like to, target someone who is vulnerable. They target someone who is, in their eyes, is an easy target.
Yeah.
Because they're bullies.
Right? They feel very small, and they want to try to... It's the old misery loves company, right?
Of course.
They feel very small, very insecure, and they want others to feel the same way that they do. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to stop other people from being big. They're trying to stop other people from being bright, from being light.
Of course.
That's the motivation every time.
Or it's like, or what's even more dangerous is, you remember a few years ago that one teen from BC committed suicide.
Yeah.
And they had that person from, I think was from Denmark or from the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I vaguely remember, yeah.
It's like when you look at those vultures where they target a person like that, or it's like, or somebody who you're trying to give them feedback. Like I had a ex friend on Facebook, Martin, who I told you
Yeah.
about what happened, and he was very, very disrespectful, very, very inappropriate to a friend of mine sharing something really personal.
Yeah.
To him, A, he doesn't know him. B, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
And then I had to step in and tell him, you should get professional help.
Yeah.
He didn't like that, so he told me I should get professional help. Guess what? I am getting professional help, so the joke's on him.
Yeah.
So he deleted me, and then he went to Rooney prison.
Yeah. Like, and a lot of people I find, again, it's not just misery that loves company. Like, we're taught that opposites attract, and to an extent that is true, but like also attracts, right? In nature, opposites attract. What we call positive and negative charges attract each other, but gravity also attracts. And that means the more concentration of energy you get, it is more attractive to concentrations of energy.
So
So
it's
like
like-
also attracts like.
Yeah, that's so true. Is because when I do my side control on you, it's like, especially when I bulked up to around the 70s,
Yeah.
and I got you in my Kessa.
Yeah.
That was like, like,
Being crushed by gravity. That's exactly what it was
and
like.
then you were making noises.
But when you have a relationship with somebody and you're in the same sort of space and somebody starts to change a little bit, right? Somebody starts to go in a different direction, or somebody starts to get bigger, grow beyond where the other person in that relationship is, that causes a lot of tension oftentimes for that person. And what do? They desperately grasp and try to get you to come back to where they are so that they'll feel more comfortable.
That's so true, because I went out for coffee with my friend Andrew Davis, who was my martial arts instructor way before I went into training at
Yeah.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And so we were talking. He had a co-worker named Murray Wallace, who was a money-grubbing vulture who screwed Andrew financially, and
Yeah.
saying, like, because at the time he was the owner of Hapdol Soul and Andrew was a staff, but it was silly because Andrew outranked Murray
Yeah.
by a lot, and Andrew was a lot more technical as a wrestler, as a striker,
Yeah.
and Murray didn't like that, so he basically screwed him around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some people,
You either see it as, you can see others as a threat, or you
yeah.
can see them as an opportunity.
see, that's so true, is when people see me as a threat
Yeah.
in so many different ways.
Yeah.
When I first got sober back in 2013, and I was talking to that home share, Alex and Jeff,
Yeah.
and I told them, I told him to his face, the reasons why I don't choose to drink is because I don't want to lose self-control and then hurt somebody.
Yeah.
That's a valid fact.
Yeah.
He was afraid.
Yeah.
And without no experience working with an individual who is a adult who's on dealing with the autism spectrum, period. Not like a person who has a mind of a 2-year-old is on the spectrum, but as a mind of a adult.
Yeah.
They treated me like I was a child.
Yeah.
It was so disrespectful.
Yeah. And if you look at just your own life, your own journey over the past, 10 years or so, even just from the time where you stopped drinking, right? You made that decision, stuck with that decision, and look at the positive impact that had on your life and the growth that came as a result from that. Training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, going through the process of earning a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. Look how many decisions and choices you've made. Like, look how much you have grown in that period of time. and you are either an example to people of what is possible, right? You're an opportunity, you're an inspiration, or again, it's a threat because you're proving that something is possible that other people are choosing not to
And
do.
I'm a threat because of when I was in, going to leave that 12-step program, and George said to me, "Oh, Andrew, you're going to drink."
Yes.
Guess what? Guess what, Manic?
Right?
I'm sober.
Yeah.
And it's true
Yeah.
because it's a fact. Because
Yeah.
I don't choose to drink because, not, well, you rolled with me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a fact.
Yeah.
And I don't want to,
Yeah.
you know, lose that self control and put somebody in the hospital because it's a fact.
Yeah. You have, again, you've proven that it is possible. You've proven that it is possible to do it the way that you have done it, which was not necessarily the way other people said you should do it.
No.
You've proven that, again, your whole journey, you've proven that you can decide what you're going to do, why you're going to do it, how you're going to do it,
Yeah.
and that it's possible, which means that it's possible for anybody to do.
Well, because it's show me.
Yeah.
So if somebody says, "Oh, Andrew, about this and this and this," okay, that's peachy. And then I look at my life now. I look at them, I be like, and I nod my head, and they get scared because they view that as a gang sign, and that's really asinine.
Yeah. And what is every troll doing? Every troll is crawling out from underneath their bridge to try to get you to stop building the bridges that you're building and crossing
Of
that
course.
are taking you to where you're going.
Well-
and that's the shame of it all, is that those trolls could just as easily come out from under their bridge and go, "Oh my goodness, this person is showing me how to build bridges." They could come out from underneath their bridge and say, "Oh my goodness, I want to help that person build the bridge." And they're just making a different choice.
Well, the problem is, though, is when you get these people who are in the service industry,
Yeah.
they really would just want that funding.
Yeah.
But they are so adamant to put the client in their place. I mean, and it's pros and cons. It's like when you're working with a client at my level, you have to gauge where they're at.
Yeah.
What do they want? And just the biggest thing to do is follow up.
Yeah.
Because if a client has ideas, that's great, that's peachy. But where's the follow up? Where's the end thing?
Yeah.
They say that, they log it, and then they don't follow up, is like a one big middle finger.
Yeah. Yeah. If I would think that in an ideal situation, those care workers or support workers, they're acting as coaches, right?
Yes,
they're helping
exactly.
you figure out what the ultimate goal is, and then they're helping you figure out what the next step is, and then they're helping you figure out how to take that next step, right? They're not doing the heavy lifting, they're not doing the heavy thinking, because that doesn't help you at all,
Well-
but they're helping you to figure out how to do
Yeah,
the lifting and how to do the thinking.
exactly. Where the problem is where you look at most of those support agencies only hire young people.
Yeah.
Because it is a young person's job.
Yeah.
For it depends on clients. When you're working with a client like myself, I could never take a 20-year-old seriously.
Yeah.
They were pairing me up with like Wendy's daughters' ages,
Yeah.
trying to work with me. It worked when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But when you reach the age of 13, you need to be with a male.
Yeah.
And then when you're at my age, like 40s, you need to be with someone who's older,
Yeah.
who knows what the hell they're doing with their life, like 50.
Yeah.
And then because of like, you can't, it's just, if you have a person who's, let's say, 21 trying to give me feedback, I won't listen to them. I would get my earbuds in,
Yeah.
get my phone, turn on a podcast or turn on my music because I don't want to hear their feedback because it's complete bullshit.
You can't.
It's asinine.
Yeah, it would be like you trying to go to a class and learn from a brand new white belt.
No,
right?
it's just no.
You just, and it's not that's nothing against the person. That's just where that person is with their experience level, right?
Yeah.
You could go to university and you could study jiu-jitsu in textbooks,
Yeah.
and you could be you could get your degree in jiu-jitsu out of textbooks, but that doesn't help you at all to actually be able to
And it's just
teach somebody to
complete.
apply it.
It's just when you really look at the grand scheme of things with like the way, and it's hard to really find a staff who is really committed about working with a person who has challenges, because it's Russian roulette.
Yeah.
Because you could work with a client like myself, independent, outgoing, kind,
Yeah.
or you could work with a client who is the opposite.
Yeah.
And it's like literally it's like, yes, you're gonna get danger pay,
Yeah.
but danger pay is, well, it's danger pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it can be really challenging.
Yeah. And I like what you said earlier about, putting the trolls into Andrew's prison, because the I was going to say the worst thing. It's not the worst thing, but it's not effective to turn around and engage with those
No.
trolls, because now you're just blowing energy doing that instead of investing your
Well,
energy in continuing your own journey.
Or it's like with some people who I used to know, and now they're on Facebook. It's Facebook. I can't take Facebook serious.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the thing. Is like if anyone takes Facebook serious, they need professional help.
Yeah.
It's Facebook. It's
Well, I
not-
think the big thing is being able to discern what should I take seriously and what shouldn't I. And it doesn't mean that there aren't some potentially good things there. It's being able to discern what I should take seriously and what I don't. And I think that's a big challenge. There's a lot of people, they have the blinders on and they're just following along
just
with no awareness of why they're even following along.
because they're sheep. They're
Yeah.
not. They're afraid to really do the serious work, like the reasons why they were drinking, the reasons why they were doing coke,
Yeah.
the right. I mean, just the reasons why they were on certain websites
Yeah.
needing tissues.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because for crying, right? Right, Will?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, of course. But it's just like when you look at those things, is the reasons why people are doing those things is to the escape of their life.
Yeah.
Like if they're having a stressful day,
Yeah.
they're gonna go to the liquor store. They're gonna go to the dispensary. They are gonna go chase the dragon.
Yeah.
But they're not really looking at the reasons why they're drinking or the reasons why.
If they haven't figured out why there's a dragon they're chasing, they're going to keep chasing it.
Well, yeah, I mean, the reasons why I drank was because I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
I was living with Jason, and that was very stressful. And then when Jason left, I was drinking because I was bored. Mm-hmm. And they didn't really had any non-alcoholic options were actually worth drinking
Yeah. Yeah. I
until recently.
I was talking to somebody last night on the mats, and they were talking about somebody that, used to be heavily involved in alcohol and drugs, and now they run, the 250-mile ultra marathons. And then we were talking about, replacing one addiction with another addiction.
Yeah.
Even if it's a healthier, quote unquote, healthier addiction, you haven't solved the root cause of any of the problems, right?
Well, it's just like you look at the reasons why is that person is running is of the runner's high. It's
Right.
like a jiu-jitsu high.
Yeah.
Because I remember after I had I remember the very first time I had that high. I was training in Hapdol Sol. I was having a really stressful day,
Yeah.
and I took a class to be like, hey, I actually feel better.
Yeah.
I can actually deal with challenges.
Yeah.
I can deal with stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like when you are dealing with those challenges, it's just complete BS.
Yeah, but once you've become aware of what the root cause of those challenges is, once you've gone through the process of turning that shit into fertilizer,
Yes,
right? That
exactly.
you can now purposefully use to grow things, so that I don't need to get up and run 200 miles today. I can just get up and rest today if I want and be in a calm state.
Or when you look at, or it's like the another thought is, I'm just gonna go on the treadmill. You know, just for 10. Let's just go find out. Or it's like, or it's just like, look outside, be like, oh, it's raining.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go use the a elliptical just for 15. And then, hey, that's fun. I want to try it for a little bit longer this time.
Yeah. To me, there's nothing more valuable than the truth, right? Understanding the truth of the situation. Knowing why it is that I'm doing these things, or why I have these urges, or why I have these desires. And again, not subconsciously or consciously lying to myself about it. I'm doing this because I love it. Well, are you, or are you doing it because it is filling the hole in a different way?
So that's interesting though, because of it. You remember the term "the truth hurts," and it's both. You know, it's both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Is when you look at the truth can set you free,
Right.
but also the truth hurts.
Yeah.
And when I learned about the truth hurts, I was training in Maui martial arts. I always love to go back. That is a good example
Yeah.
of a real true form of a martial art. I mean, it's that aggro
Yeah.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It was effective. The skill sets were there,
Yeah.
and I got my ass kicked.
Yeah.
But I learned what not to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Jiu-Jitsu 101. It's like at that school, they didn't have a fundamentals class.
Yeah. And the most important thing there that you said to me is you learn what not to do. So many people in my experience, they have that experience, and then what they learn is not to do it anymore. But what you learned is to keep doing it, but to refine it. What are the things that I'm going to not do this time while I continue and I think that is
And then
the biggest thing.
It was interesting because rolling with those students on the island of Maui back in 2004,
Yeah.
it was just like rolling with Plasman.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, it's just like, and then I remember when I was training at Maui Martial Arts, after, I had like some horrific bruises. I mean, like bruises here, just like welts.
Yeah.
Like, and it builds character. It builds a lot of stuff where it's like most people who train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu quit
Yeah.
after blue
Yeah.
because of like they just can't. Depends their schedules, or they think, oh, that's enough.
Yeah.
Well, you know, oh, I'm into blue belt.
It almost feels like it's an accomplishment, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I've done this now. And I think that's a big thing, is recognizing that, you know, the pain And there is, and we were talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
this last night, that it's such a unique experience because we experience the physical pain of it, and then we're also responsible for hurting other people,
Of course.
transferring physical pain into other people.
And see, and that's why when someone who has addictions, who has that addiction mentality,
Yeah.
that switch, then you always have to be like, recognize that.
Yeah.
Where it's like pros and cons. Be like, so if I choose to drink, what can go wrong? It's like playing with playing with fire.
Yeah.
When if you have 20 plus years of martial arts experience and then you choose to drink,
Yeah.
that's the most one of the most dangerous things out there. Because if you're at the bar, getting blackout drunk,
Yeah.
and then you get into a fight.
Well, we saw with Dustin Poirier
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago, right? And,
Exactly.
we saw it with Conor McGregor in the bar. We've seen it with a number of people, and that not having a healthy outlet for the pressure that is held inside that builds up into
Oh, yeah.
aggression, and that's back to the pain is temporary, but the progress can be permanent that we
Yeah.
make. And one of the things that one of the reasons why I stopped watching MMA and the UFC is that there's so much just violence in it now, as opposed to what I believe of as the art, right? Like when again, somebody knocks somebody down and they're on there and they're just dropping hammer fist, and like, to me, that there's a line that gets crossed into now it's just violence.
I think though it's just for myself, it was always been violent. But the key is if somebody who wants to watch it, who is 19 and plus, who likes watching mixed martial arts, all power to them.
Yeah.
But I feel like is just if they will want to sit down, have a couple beers with their friends and watch a fight, it's their choice.
Yeah.
Because that's about the benefits of living in living in a democracy.
Yeah.
When someone who is so close-minded and so arrogant,
Yeah.
and if you tell them the reasons why I don't choose to drink, and then they make a big deal about that,
Yeah.
that's their problem.
Yeah.
Addressing not your problem.
Yeah.
Like I told that to George, where it's like, I don't drink for personal reasons because I don't want to lose self-control.
Yeah.
He said to me, MMA is not a meeting. No one trains in mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
He was directing at stuff about him.
Yeah. And I think that self-control part of it, like my favorite fighters are the ones where, again, they get the knockdown and they're down and they're reared back, but then they don't throw the strike because they know they don't need to. Where
Yes. Like
on the
George
flip,
St. Pierre.
right? Yes. Where on the flip side, you've got the ones who say it's the referee's job to stop it. I'm just going to keep stomping on the guy or hitting the person until the ref pulls me off of the person.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that and I understand it from the way that the sport is developed and that it is about winning, and that's what the referee is there to do. To me, that represents a lack of control. Whereas to be present in the moment, to know that I don't need to throw that next strike. That's the
What I view though is on the truth is where somebody who really looks at where is the exact truth.
yeah,
Where somebody is going to be acting like a goof, and then trains in mixed martial arts and then drinks,
yeah,
and then they end up getting arrested. And I remember when I was in UBC, I was having a couple beers with a friend of mine. He he told me, yeah, like a few years ago, I was my dad knew somebody who had a black belt in Taekwondo and got into a street fight, and then he is doing time
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he lost control.
Yeah.
And it's a fact. Like when you look at those very dangerous spinning kicks, you could really hurt. Well, that actually happened at a tournament in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, and it's just,
And I think that's one of the big differences for me is those who seem to enjoy inflicting harm on somebody versus again the art of it, right? We're bringing our art together to see, who is the better mixed martial artist. It's not about me trying to hurt you. It's about trying to be the better mixed, the better martial artist. And I think that's part of it is when the people who say they do and who their actions seem to demonstrate that they really do like punching people in the face. Like that seems so unnatural to me to enjoy that.
Well, but the problems are, if you look at like the fact, if somebody who thinks, well, it's just pros and cons. I mean, like, some people who get into training in martial arts is the reasons why they will want to beat up someone.
Yeah.
That's a psychological problem, and then they eventually get weeded out.
Yeah.
For being for being too dangerous. Period.
Or at the same time, the way that professional mixed martial arts is these days, those people are often the ones who are the stars there because that's what sells the tickets.
Well,
that's what.
If you look at somebody who does that at, let's say, at a local school.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And that's what I am talking about, where it's like, then they would get banned.
Yeah.
Because, or if they want to do that, I remember...
You send them to Maui.
True. Or I remember when I was training with at Adam's school, Adam said, if you guys are going live, and if you light up a student,
Yeah.
you got to fight the fight team.
Yeah, yeah.
That's being truthful.
Yeah.
Where it's like that, that's the warning where you screw around.
Yeah.
And it's, let's say, if you were training with, let's say, a new student, and you're not a kind person.
Yeah.
And then you did a head kick, like a full-on, a full-on head kick, and then you clip somebody's jaw.
Yeah.
But that wasn't that person was a recreation fighter.
Yeah.
Not even a fighter.
Yeah.
Then, okay, you know what? You're going with the fight team.
Yeah.
Or the truth is, there's the door or there's the fight team.
Yeah.
It's your choice.
Yeah. And I think that's another one of the big differences. 99.9% of trolls will never walk through the door in the first place. They'll just stand outside the windows screaming at the windows.
Well, that or just the ones who talk out of their asses and saying, I fought bigger guys than you, puffing up their shirt size, and they thinking they can fight.
Yeah, and we've all seen the videos of those guys who do come off the street and challenge the head instructor at the school. And it always ends up the exact same way.
But it's comical, though, because it's like, if they want to, if they really, really want to train, then I would recommend they can train at Adam's heavyweights. It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, if they think they could fight a bigger person, Adam Ryan's fight team in Richmond, they got a lot of big people there they could fight. And then here comes the excuses. I'm 57. I'm such and such. I'm such and such. It's just like this. I'm
Yeah.
such and such.
Yeah.
It's complete bullshit.
Yeah. And that's it. And that's, more often than not, exactly as happened with me with this guy over the last few days. As soon as that gets exposed that it's bullshit, they just disappear.
Yeah. Well,
That's,
I think it's time to myself to disappear.
there you go. Let's do it. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's do the photo now.
Okay.